Hey, remember that set of center lines that I got with the Firebird? Let's get them mounted on the lathe, get them cleaned up, mount some tires on them. That's quite a difference. So not long ago, I was looking for a pair of tires to put on something, and I started looking around on Amazon, and I found some tires that they looked to be pretty good, and they were really cheap, so I ordered them up. Turns out they're pretty good tires. They're easy to mount, they balanced up nice, they're quiet, they're good in the rain. Really don't have anything to complain about. So I ordered up a pair to put on the front of the Firebird. The rears that are on the Firebird are a pair of 275 60 15 sticky Mickeys. They're rotten. They hold air, but I'm not going to use them to go down the track. So let me show you what I bought. Fullway HP 108 205 60 15. Not a bad looking tire. The 205 is the width of the tread. Tread is 205 millimeters wide. The 60 is the aspect ratio. The sidewall of the tire is 60% of the tread. And then, of course, they're 15s. So, not a bad looking tire. I got the pair for $114 delivered to the door. So they were $57 each. So we're going to get these mounted up, balanced, and get them on the front of the Firebird. So this is just your basic made in China tire machine. They're pretty much all the same. They just paint them different colors and put different stickers on them. I really think there's probably only one company that makes them. So the NHRA really frowns on the rubber valve stems. Really, no matter what the car runs, they're going to say something, but at 12 seconds flat, that's the cutoff. At 12 seconds flat, you're no longer allowed to run a rubber valve stem. So we're going to use these little metal ones. I think this is actually stainless by the looks of it. And then I won't have to hear about it at tech inspection. Even if the thing runs mid-13s, they're still going to say something about it. So let's get this in first. So I can already see that this is going to be a challenge, being that this is a 7-inch wheel and my tire is about 4 inches apart here. So I'm going to show you a little trick, little something. You can use ether Or you can buy a more expensive machine that has the air blower attachment. But I don't have that, nor do I have the tank. So we're going to put them on like this. No, we're not. Let's get the tire mounted. These tires aren't directional, but they do have inside and outside. This is inside. So the tire goes on like that. Always use lots of soap. You want that bead to snap on. You don't want it to creak on. If it creaks on, that's a good way to end up with a bead leak. You want to hear it snap. All right. Sure I didn't do anything stupid and flip this around. That says inside. Yep, I did. Where does it say? That says outside. All right. So coming off, you want the lip of the tire to be up over this. Going back on, you want the tire to be below this. And you just shove it on. Push. What is that? I honestly don't know what that is. Oh, am I losing pieces from my tire machine? I don't know. I have to figure that one out later. Something just came loose. And again, now, one thing you want to make sure you do as you're pushing this on, you have to get the bead of the tire underneath this lip and into the center. If you don't, and it's here, it's going to bind up and you're going to have a hell of a mess. So push down while you're doing it, and on it goes. So here's where it gets tricky. Since I don't have that air blaster attachment, and I don't have the tank that blows the air, what I have is a 12-inch bicycle inner tube that is kind of a pain in the butt to get on. It goes on like that. Just like that. Now we're going to turn it around. Grab by the inside. And we're going to get this top bead to pop on. Like that. So once that bead's popped on, what we're going to do next, I don't really want to scratch my wheel up. There we go. We're going to get our inner tube out of the way. Works pretty slick. There's no fighting. I've used ether in the past. But to tell you the truth, that's kind of sketchy. And our tube is gone. So now what we have to do put it back on, hook up my air, get ready to pull the trigger, and I'm going to push down. Till I hear the pop. Just like that. Oh, valve stem was already in there. Forgot to take it out. So we'll just go ahead and clamp this. We're going to put 40 pounds of air in. The reason that I bought a tire machine and a balancer, I've been mounting and balancing tires since I was 19 years old. And I just watched the cost of mounting and balancing going up and up and up. I bought a set of tires for my Lincoln from Discount Tire, and I had to take it back 3 times because the car shook on the highway. After the 3rd time, I got it back, and it still shook. So I just threw in the towel, and then I took it to Les Schwab, and they wanted $36 each to mount and balance tires. And I just couldn't deal with it. So I bought this and the balancer, which is right there. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to put the tire on the balancer. Get these differentials out of my way. See how these things do. These are really pretty simple. I have a few measurements to go through. I'm at about 11.5 millimeters. It's kind of a funny machine. It's half standard, half metric. So I'm going to go to about 11.5. How wide is the wheel? Well, I know it's 7, but I'll just follow the bouncing ball and go through the steps. Out here it says it's 7.5, which is B. Whoops. So we're going to go 7.5. Whoop. And then here it's a 15-inch wheel. All right, let's give this thing a spin. Doesn't seem to want anything at all on the inside. Wants 3/4 of an ounce on the outside. So now I have to see if I can find in this mess. I'm not going to do the adhesive strip both weights behind. I don't care. I'm just going to put hammer-ons on it and call it good. So you can see the lights here kind of guide you where you're supposed to go. That is. So what that means is the weight is supposed to go here at 12 o'clock. Shazam! That there is a perfectly balanced tire. When I bought this tire machine and balancer, I probably had 25 or 30 tires and wheels laying around that needed to get swapped out. And these things paid for themselves in the first 2 months I had them. All right, one more tire. All right, well, there's the front ones, mounted and balanced. The other one took about the same amount of weight, honestly. A little bit more of a pain to get mounted. So let's get them on the car. Wow. That mouse or spider, that's a whole bunch of spider. A whole bunch of spider. This car still has brakes, believe it or not. So here's something else that the NHRA really doesn't like. Acorn closed lug nuts. There's an NHRA rule that says that for whatever diameter your stud is, you have to have at least equal length of thread engagement. So if you have a 1/2 inch 20 stud, you have to have at least a 1/2 inch of thread engagement. There's no way they can tell if you're running these lug nuts. So always run the open ones. Every time I open the back door to bring some firewood in the house. Get out of the house. Go on. Get out of the house. Get. So I know what you're saying. Why would you put wheels on a car you haven't even pressure washed that has no engine and transmission in it? And what does this have to do with the ChevHELL? Let me show you. When I got the ChevHELL, it came on a set of 14-inch wheels with very mismatched tires, and only one of them held air. I was continuously having to air them up. So as hideous as they are, the ChevHELL got the Firebird wheels and tires, which actually say Chevrolet. They're probably off an S10 or a Astro van or something, but now I don't have to air up the ChevHELL anymore. So what's next for this decrepit old pile of junk? I need to get the transmission out of it, the fuel tank out of it, and I need to put some glass in it. It has 3 broken windows. I have the windows that came with it. I just need to get it so I can put it outside without it filling up with water again. So I'm going to get it sealed up. I'll get a car cover on it and a tarp so I can shove it outside. We're going to maybe start doing some things with the Firebird here for a little bit. I did find the problem with the engine. So stupid. I'll show you that next time. We'll bust that thing apart and I'll show you what somebody did. It's just unreal. Unbelievable. So thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.